Hey guys, it's Brandon. Nice night out. So I figured I'd make a follow-up video here. So I jumped the gun a little bit earlier on the video today when I was talking about the uh, discrepancy between the two VIN trackers. There is a discrepancy, but what's going on is more complex than meets the eye. They're both missing cars. So, and I think that they're okay. So it really comes down to General Motors has this all set up to where they have the choice. Basically, no one who publishes VIN numbers no one who publishes window stickers is publishing that the ZR1s have been made. They're not publishing those VINs because they don't want to publish the window sticker yet because General Motors hasn't published the window sticker yet. So the ball is still in General Motors court. They can still call the car a ZR1. They can still call the car a 1064. So all of the CTF production cars, it would appear that General Motors has not actually, and the government has not actually published those Maroony labels yet. It's all just kind of up in the air is what it appears. So General Motors could still call it the 1064. The ball's in their court. They can do whatever they want to do. As far as the E-rays go, same concept. I don't think that C8 Tracker, who has all the E-rays, has published all the E-ray VIN numbers because the same concept. There are window stickers that are still up in the air, which I believe are the base model Grand Sports. You could call them base model CTF car Grand Sports, whatever it is. They're not there. So I think that Roger's list is thus missing all the E-rays back to a certain point because he realized he's going to get into hot water if he has some VIN numbers that C8 Tracker doesn't have because C8 Tracker is omitting any one that General Motors has not yet created a window sticker to. You see what I'm saying? So he realized, I think Roger realized that if he puts up all the E-ray VINs, that's then going to show the discrepancy where now it shows that once again C8 Tracker is missing E-ray VINs. So then E-ray Tracker would be missing both E-ray VINs plus zr1 VINs. And I think that they realized that would be too much of a red flag to show that Shane at the museum's affiliation is not showing the cars window stickers. You see what I'm saying? So they're all kind of working together, I feel like. But what General Motors ends up doing, it's still in their court. They could publish the VIN. They could still publish that the cars are E-rays and not do the Grand Sport reveal, or they could just say these are E-ray CTF cars. These are E-ray whatever's, or they can say these are Grand Sport CTF cars. So it's all up in the air for General Motors. They completely control it at this point. They can go either way. And which means they can save the Grand Sport reveal for later. Like I said, the ball is completely in their court right now what they want to do. But just understand, the gun is loaded. They're ready to fire. They've got the mechanism in place. And it's obvious that they have the mechanism in place if you do your homework on what's going on. So those of you who say that I'm arrogant to think that it has anything to do with me, what they do, I think it definitely has something to do with me, what they do. I think that they definitely realize that I could hurt them a little bit, cause them trouble for being liars and all these other, class actions, potential class actions. I have the ammunition. It brings my channel a lot of ammunition. So anyway, back to what do I think is really going on. I do think that, again, this ZR1X was filmed. I think that General Motors is going to try to go down that road of calling the 1064 car the ZR1 and then the all-wheel drive version the ZR1X. I think that they've got both avenues ready to go, if that makes sense. They can go the X route, or they can say that's the 1064 SSX. So we'll see. The all-wheel drive car. So I think it's all going to stay secret still until probably the Indy 500 around that time. And that would be a great time for them to get into the history of the 1064 XP car that was auctioned, that was held at the Indy Museum for a long time. That would be a good time to get into that. So anyway, just R-Freg, I think is who pointed it out. R-Feg, or whatever his name is in YouTube, pointed out that Justin at Horsepower Obsessed did take pictures of the VINs in one of his videos. I looked at those. I just took a nap a little bit ago. I looked at those as I was falling asleep, and indeed there were some coupes that had the full non-experimental VINs. They were CTF VINs. So the question is, where's the window stickers to those cars? What's General Motors calling those cars? And did those cars actually have the twin turbo motor? Because I didn't hear any of those cars run. So General Motors could still be pulling a fast one there, where those are indeed the base motor cars. Could be a possibility. But again, I think the base motor cars would have VIN numbers like the eray. Okay, so I don't think that those had base motors in them, because they would have VIN numbers like the eray. So anyway, just figured I'd catch you guys back up, but definitely the gun is loaded for General Motors to pull a fast one. Anybody who doesn't see that, you're blind. Okay, it was definitely in the cards to pull this game. And I think that myself being so harsh on General Motors and being the first one to call out publicly the game has caused General Motors to double think whether they want to go down this road or not. You see what I'm saying? Do they want to make me famous? Because I'm literally like the only guy who's called it. Everybody else is just in the dark. So hopefully that makes sense for those of you keeping up. On my C5 Lunati crank, forged crank, stock block, I misspoke in the last video. I was looking at it. I was just tired because I've been moving a bunch of stuff. Excuse me. F1R blower, the engine and transmission were custom moved back by Corvette Connection. The car originally had a D1SC blower on it, but what makes that car special is it has a 12 rib setup. And that car was how I learned about fuel systems, because when it came down off the mountain in Colorado, the person who I bought it off of couldn't figure out why it was experiencing light detonation, and I knew it needed an extra fuel system. And so we were building a custom fuel system for it. And then after that, I went up to the F1R blower with the 12 rib setup. So that car is something. Here's a little bit of fun backstory. That car is the first conversation that I ever had with Doug Ring. And it was our typical Corvette macho. You don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. We were both on Corvette Forum. He was basically saying the car wasn't real because normally a 12 rib setup does not fit in a C5. And so he said that I took a picture of an engine bay that wasn't real, like it was bullshit. And so then what do you call it, I basically said, no, Doug, this does have a 12 rib setup. And we went back and forth, and that was before we knew each other. So small world. It was on Corvette Forum, because Doug definitely knows his shit. He's a great guy. He's actually reaching out to a couple of his buddies to see if anybody knows the car. I'd love to see the car go to somebody who, I mean, I'll give somebody a break on the price. Even Andrew Zurich, even though we've had our butt our heads or whatever, that's the kind of guy I am. I'd give Andrew Zurich a break on the price. I'd give Anderson at Fuel Tech a break on the price. I'd give Doug ESC, East Coast Supercharging, ECS, a break on the price. I'd give these guys a break on the price. I'm asking 15 grand for the car, but it's really best offer, guys. I want that car out of there. I want to get that spot freed up. So anyway, it looks like there's a full moon, and I'm about to go grab some food. I'm hungry. See ya.